Jimna Fire Tower. There's a guy in Jimna, the guy with the little shop that you would have seen a second ago, who has been pushing for the saving of the Jimna Fire Tower for as long as I can remember, 15 plus years. And it would appear that they are endeavouring to keep it in one piece. Just about all of these old fire towers have been knocked down because, what if someone falls off or a bit hits someone and yada yada. So, they've all got fences around them, the ones that are left, and you can't go anywhere near them. But they're fantastic things. There was one near Bundaberg that I climbed up once upon a time, and even then it was pretty sketchy, and that was a long time ago. And you weren't supposed to do it, I don't think. Although there was no fences stopping you. There is now, of course. And that one's missing a lot of its stairs. But we can probably have a closer look at it in other ways. Well, that's interesting. The trouble with potholes is they hide in the bloody shadows and you can't see the bastards. That one there doesn't look like much, but I hit it at about 80 kilometres an hour and I was like, okay, yeah, that doesn't feel too bad. Straight afterwards I'm like, geez, it wants to pull, why does it want to pull to the left? What have I done to it? Feel back, left pannier is there, feel back, right pannier, not there. Of course it had to be the one that's got my drone and stuff in it, not my one with my clothes. But anyway, it looks, it's got a bit of action on it now. They weren't exactly pristine to start with. But how it's come off, I do not know. I don't know whether I've forgotten to engage the lock yesterday, but I don't think so. I don't think I've ever done that before. But I can't get it to come off, so. So I've left the ignition on like a plonker. Okay, well I had a quick stop in Gameri for coffee from the Gameri bakery, which is excellent by the way. If you're ever coming through Gameri, and I don't know why you would be, but if you are, it's a good bakery there. Like it's a proper legit bakery, like not just a shitty one that happens to knock out a half decent pie. As I've come across an amusing place name, which I always like, Booby Jan. I don't know how else you could pronounce that other than Booby Jan. I don't know who Jan is. This is the Booby Jan Community Centre, which I don't really understand what it is. I'm gonna sneak and have a quick look first. Probably not supposed to go in here, but there's no entry signs. What is it? It's got a pretty decent playground. I might have a crack at that. Do you reckon it used to be a school or something? That's a classic school toilet block. Yeah, I don't know, tennis court? Man, I don't know. Shelter shed. It's like there was a school there and they knocked it down. The Booby Jam Tennis Courts and Lighting opened by Councillor Alec McIntosh in 1993. Well, the net's up, so I'm slightly mystified by places like this. Like, here's a footpath that doesn't go anywhere. So, went somewhere once upon a time. I reckon there was a school building right there. There's a flagpole. Yeah. That's what I reckon. Anyway, who gives a shit what I reckon? This is the Ban Springs of Ban Springs, which is a little, I'm reluctant to call it a township, service station, and I think there's a fruit stand over there and a rest area. So, but yeah, that's the spring, and you can see there's a little bit of a hole there. That's been bubbling up there for a very long time. I don't know if you'd want to drink it. I suppose you could. I guess it's coming up from the artesian basin or whatever. I don't really know. There's probably a sign somewhere. These plaques represent they're in honour of the Institution of Surveyors of Australia. Imagine that. Imagine printing out that plaque for the Institute of Surveyors. You'd be like, "Ooh, I've got an exciting one, Barry. Check this out." Good news. The drone still works after rolling down the road at 80 kilometres an hour in my pannier. I've got cow shit all on my tail light. I must have ridden through that. Oh yeah, I did. What a plonker. This is Colston Lakes, Crater Lakes, which are a couple of volcanic lakes from about 600,000 years ago, which makes them apparently one of the youngest volcanic things in Australia. So that's pretty young in the overall scheme of things, unless you're one of these hardcore Christian fundamentalists that thinks the whole world's only 10,000 years old, in which case, good luck to you. I wish I lived in your fantasy world. It must be nice. But for the rest of us that live in the real world, I think the Earth's about 4.5-5 billion years old, so 600,000 years is a blink of an eye. This is the one I was telling you about earlier today that I'd climbed up years ago. Obviously you can't climb it anymore. It's missing the first flight of stairs, so it would be tricky to climb. And plus you're not getting through the fence. I mean, that's obviously a fairly impenetrable barrier they've got built there. Welcome to Bargara. What a fantastic place it is. Beautiful beach, beautiful weather. Couldn't ask for more, to be honest. Water's beautiful. Only a few sharks out there. This is the boat ramp. You don't want to swim there, but anywhere else is good for swimming. Even the sign says don't swim there. Heading back to Brisbane today via some more dirt, hopefully. Going to catch up with a friend of mine on his farm and have a look at his GS that he's just bought. Might even hit him up for a go on it yet. We'll see how we go. He might not be keen. But I do have to show you something. Every small town, or every town, has their nutcase. I think I've found Bargara's nutcase. Got a lot of trouble with this. This guy parks this thing here every day. He gets up early in the morning, parks it there. Then he walks back across the road in his swimming underpants. Not a good look. And I guess he tries to save people. Jesus loves and saves sinners. I think we all knew that. And there's a mobile number if you want to ring him so you can get saved personally. Yeah, I mean, he's probably a lovely bloke, but he might have gone a little bit too far. Wide angle like a GoPro, maybe not quite as wide as a GoPro. So we've made it out to Hanno's farm. Now this is my mate James. This is his GS. Now GS is a big bike, but Hanno has the, go and stand next to it, Hanno, so people can see. Hanno has the advantage of being quite tall, so the GS looks quite small next to you. So when you're 6'8", a GS is a good choice. When you're 5'10" like me, not such a good choice. So you can see the difference there. So anyway, I'm not going to take it for a ride because it looks a bit too new and I don't want to drop it. Well, we're on the amusingly named Booby Jan Road. It doesn't seem to go anywhere near Booby Jan just as yet. I haven't seen Booby Jan along the road at all, and I've been keeping an eye out for it, I should say. And yeah, haven't seen it. But good road, about 40 k's of dirt, a few cows. Not seen a single other car, motorbike, human, or anything other than a bovine. The weather's very cool, calm and comfortable, 24 degrees. Sky is blue, has some... That lens is a bit dirty, let me just clean that. There we go, hasn't been cleaned for a long time. It's been a really good ride actually so far. And it should be pretty good until I get close to Brisbane, where it'll start to turn to shit because I'll be surrounded by dickheads in cars. But I guess that's why we get out, isn't it? So we can get away from the dickheads in cars for at least a short period of time.